In today's video, I'm going to be going over my pros and cons on the brand new Google Pixel 9a. Stay tuned. Alright everyone, hopefully you guys are having a good day. Hopefully everyone is safe out there. I've had the Pixel 9a for a couple weeks now, and I feel it's finally time to show you guys some of the things I like about this device and of course some of the things I dislike about this device. But starting off positive, we're going to start off with the pros about the Google Pixel 9a. And the first one is going to be the insane value on this device. Now, as you guys know, this does retail right now for $399, down from $499 original price tag. However, during Prime Day, we could actually get this device for $349. But even at the price it stands right now, at $399, I would say this is essentially the best deal you can get in phones right now. This has insane stuff inside of it for that price tag. Now, as far as the display goes, of course, we have a 120 hertz refresh rate. This is going to be OLED. This is going to be full HD. We're going to have the Tensor G4 inside of here. We have a pretty premium build other than the back of the device that's plastic, but the rest of the device around this is aluminum. We have 8 gigabytes of RAM, 128 gigabytes of internal storage, and a 5100 milliamp battery inside of here. So we have a flagship processor that we got from the Pixel 9, which is very surprising, but we also have just a solid lineup of specifications in this device. We also now have a certification of IP68 on this device. Another great thing to see in a budget Pixel device, but as it stands for $399, I think this is the best deal in phones currently. The next pro about this device has to be the long-term software support. As you guys know, we have Android 15 already upgradable to Android 16. However, if you guys didn't know already, the software support we're going to be receiving on this is 7 years of operating system updates and security patches. So if you guys are wanting to hold on to the Pixel 9a for a long period of time and you don't want to spend money on another phone anytime soon, the software policy is absolutely going to benefit you in the long run, all the way to Android 22 from Android 15. Crazy stuff right there. The next pro about this device has to be the camera in general. As far as it goes, I feel like this is the best budget phone camera in the world currently. We have some amazing photos. We have some very, very solid videos on here. But as far as the photos go, this is going to be the best point and shoot camera. It's not even too far off from the Pixel 9 or the Pixel 10 either. So the photos are going to be rich, saturated colors, natural contrast. Selfies are very solid as well. You get those natural skin tones and stuff. So if you're looking for a budget phone with a really, really good camera, the Google Pixel 9a is definitely going to be the one for you. And last but not least, there are more pros about this device. I can talk about it all day, but the last pro I want to talk about is the battery inside of here. You are going to get an all-day battery life inside of here. Of course, 5100 milliamps. If you guys did not know, this is the biggest battery that has been in a Pixel device to date. So we have the biggest battery in a budget device, which is really nice. It just seems like every time a budget Pixel device comes out, they try to stuff as many specifications and stuff as many niceties in their phones as much as possible. So great to see that the Google Pixel 9a, insane value, long-term software support, great camera, big battery. It's really the recipe for greatness when it comes to a budget phone. I have not seen anything in the States like this at this price tag so far. Amazing, amazing stuff. And I have to say, the only con about this device that I have found so far, it's been really hard, but the only con that I found is we have really thick bezels on this. However, the display still looks good, and I forgot about the bezels on this phone probably the first day of using this device. So they kind of blend into the background. You don't really notice them all that much anymore. I'm sure a lot of people just upon first glance are going to be like, wow, those are big bezels, but they tend to disappear when you use the phone more and more. So not really a con, just wanted to go ahead and say that, but I know a lot of people were going to bring up the thick bezels of this phone, and yes, it does have pretty thick bezels overall, but still a very, very solid screen. So those were my pros and cons on the Pixel 9a. Essentially, those are the things I like and the things I don't like about this phone. If you guys do want to pick up this phone because it is at such a good deal right now, I'll leave a link in the description down below. Also, a huge shout out to Google for gifting me this phone to go ahead and review. But hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day. This has been Safon from TechRight. Peace out, Tech Gang.